Hey guys, welcome back to Buildcraft, and we're back here in another video. And in this video, we're going to be looking at Buildcraft we're going to be looking at a lot more of Buildcraft. And we're going to be looking at basically all of Buildcraft, most of it at least. The most important parts we're going to be looking at. As you can see, it's a lot less complicated than Industrial Craft. So that's why we only did the reactors, because that was pretty long. So, guys, let's get right into this video. If we can actually turn down the sounds a bit, because in the last one it was a bit too loud. So, here are the basics of Buildcraft. There is the gears. So, you have the wooden gear, the stone gear, iron gear, gold gear, and diamond gear. And then you have the wrench. Now, how do you make the gears? Because they're going to be used in a lot of those things. And how do you make the wrench? Well, let's look at how you make the wood gear. So, still have radiation poisoning from the reactor explosion. So just so you know, if you blow up the reactor, you are going to have radiation poisoning for a long time. There's a village over there. Hello. Okay. How do we make the wooden gear? Well, it's pretty simple. We just take 4 sticks. How do we make the stone gear? Well, we take a wooden gear and we surround it with cobblestone. How do we make an iron gear? Surround a stone gear with iron. How do we make a gold gear? Surround an iron gear with gold. I think you are getting the pattern. How do we make a diamond gear, gold gear with diamonds? Diamond gear is very expensive. And then the wrench. This is going to be used to configure stuff. Like that wrench we had in the IC2 video. Except this one is different. In Buildcraft, and you cannot mix Buildcraft power with Industrial Craft power. They don't mix. As Industrial Craft, if you saw in that video, it said EU per tick. This is Minecraft joules per tick. MJ per tick. EU stands for energy units. So, how do we make power? I named 2 things power. Okay, how do we make power? Well, in Buildcraft, you use engines like these here. So, the most basic engine is a redstone engine. It doesn't need any power, it just needs a redstone chip. Okay, it's not going to work because... Okay. How do we make this basic engine? We need 2 wooden gears, and then we just need any wood plank, glass, 2 wood gears, and a piston. Just don't know how to make a piston. This is the next engine. It is day. It looks darker. Oh, the sun is over. Okay, well. Yeah, it is bright over here. Okay. Is it? Okay. Okay. So, that's this basic engine. The redstone engine. The next one is the Stirling engine. Okay, we can't look at the recipe here because... How to make the Stirling engine, it's just cobblestone, 2 stone gears. Into a Stirling engine, You see it needs fuel, and it will need a redstone signal to it. But obviously that one needs fuel. And lastly, we have a combustion engine. To make this, you need 2 iron gears, iron across the top, glass, and piston. This needs coolant, so like water and stuff. And it needs a liquid fuel, like this stuff. If you put in oil, it'll make residue. If you put in processed fuel, it will not make residue. And then there's also a creative engine, as you can see here. And you can firmly figure that there is no crafting recipe, it's a creative engine. Okay. You just right click it with the wrench and you can see, and you can switch how much power it makes. How many megajoules a tick it makes. Next, we have how to make fuel. So, in a normal world, obviously this is not a normal world, this is a super flat world, oil things would shoot out of the ground. Things that looked a bit of something like this. So for this, it looks something like this. I'm just making a quick little design. So they would go down very deep here. Well, obviously, if we did this. This is what one looks like. And do not step in oil. This is what they look like. This is what they look like. And then this thing, right here, this would go down very deep, and then there would be a big bulb of oil, like a thermometer. Be this one block tube down very deep, and then just a big sphere of oil down deep. So what do you use to suck up the oil? Well, you need a thing called a pump. Now how do we make a pump? We need 2 iron ingots on each side, a piece of redstone, an iron gear, bucket, 2 tanks. Now to make tanks you just need glass around in a circle. And now, if you wanted to, how do we refine this stuff into something like this? Fuel. That's a gas fuel. Or how do we turn it into something like this? Fuel. Well, that's where the distiller comes in. Now how do we make a distiller? We need 1 iron gear, 3 tanks, and 2 redstone torches. And these both need power. We'll be looking at how to move power from the engines to these. So how do we transport liquids? Like how do we transport that from the pump to our distiller? Well, we have first we're going to look at items. So, there's 2 types of item pipes, sort of. Well, there's a lot of types, but these are the 2 main types that you'll be wanting to use, the basic types. There's wooden pipes, and then there's normal pipes. Now what the wooden pipes do is you have to power them with an engine, and they'll suck the items out of a chest, or whatever you hook it up to. And the stone pipe, or cobblestone, or gold, or whatever you use, it can't be diamond, diamond is the sort, and then you can just run those after the wood pipe. You see, wood pipes don't connect, they're extractors. This is to run a line. Now how do we make pipes? Well, it's just the material you want with glass. Material you want with glass. That's how. So then, if to make them carry liquids, we just take that pipe and put it in with pipe sealant. How do we make pipe sealant? Well, you use cactus green from smelting a cactus. And that's the same for gold. Gold, and then the tank can store fluids. So that's how do we transport fluids and items. Okay, well, nobody cares about items. I'm not looking at that right now. It's useless. 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 I broke the power. Okay, whatever. Okay, we can just use the chest. We can use the chest. Chest will work. I don't like items right now. Items can just die. Stop. Okay? So, how do we move power? Well, we use kinesis pipes. Sorry for that slight interruption. It was being very annoying. You just take the item pipes and put redstone. I'm using gold because gold is best. Now for mining, for mining we use quarries and mining wells. The mining well will dig a hole just straight down. A quarry, you can set how big you want, and if you use the landmarks, you can set how big you want it. So how do you make a landmark? Just slap this on a redstone torch. So let's grab a bunch of this stuff. We don't need this. Now this thing can just stop. Because we don't need it anymore. And I feel like everything should be blown up in this world. Seeing as that thing blown up. And that was the first tutorial. I feel like all the tutorials have to blow up because that's what the first one decided to do. Okay? That's all we need to know. All we need to know. All we need to know. There needs to be a big explosion. Okay, let's stop playing with TNT and actually get on with the showcase. Okay, let's actually get on with the showcase here. How did it blow up oil? Oil's not a block, it's a liquid. Can it blow up water? Okay, whatever. Stop getting distracted and let's just do the showcase over at the village, and as long as the village doesn't blow up and this house looks weird. Oh, there's a fireproof house, whatever. Okay. Okay, let's just get on with the tutorial here, and let's get away from this village. This village is good. Why does this place have so many holes in the ground? So first, let's take a look at the engine. So, you can just hook an engine straight up to machines. Hook an engine straight up to machines, or you can run the pipes, as you can see here. So I've gotten a little creative tank here that's full of infinite oil. This is from a different mod. We'll look at that in another video. So, let's pump this oil out of here. You can use redstone engines to pump because they'll do plenty. They'll pump plenty for all your needs. Now let's get some power in this thing. The power will go in the back. Okay. You can add as many engines as you want. I'm going to add 3 for this case. Let's use Stirling engines because we don't have any fuel for the combustion engines. I mean, I have a creative tank of it, but just stick to the basics for now. So we're going to place some levers. Oh gosh. Why is there giant lag spikes? Sorry for any lag spikes. They're not me, they're the game being crazy. It's probably some items just on the ground for no hero there. Okay. So, we can use redstone and wooden pipes need power to extract the items or liquids. So if we place that there, you can see it's powering the pipe and it's pulling the oil out into the refinery. Let's get some blaze rods. Okay, something's definitely broken. So let's get some blaze rods in here. Let's give this thing some power. As you can see, they are generating power. On my face. I don't know why I said lol. I typed that too much. So as you can see, it's making this thing run. Okay, we might need a little more power than that. It's a bit not good. Not very good, I say. Not very good. I might want some more power. This is the most basic end. This is like a steam engine, so let's give it a bit more power. As you can see, it is now running, and it's making 2 different things here. It's making fuel and a different oil. I think it's heavy oil. Now, how do we take these 2 liquids out? Well, you need the fluid pipes, and to pump out the bottom fluid, you need one on the bottom, and to pump out the top fluid, you need one on the top. So you need a setup that is very messy like this. As you can see, it'll pump out both of them. So let's go ahead and store some of this in a tank. Some of these in a tank. Some of these in a tank. And you can, if we wanted to, you can stack up the tanks as high as you want. You could go all the way to sky limit if you wanted. So we're going to run a little pipe here into that tank. And then we're going to run this thing over into this tank. Doesn't matter where you put them on the tank, it's still going to work. So let's turn these on. Now if I wanted to, I could take this heavy oil and put it into another distiller and it'll refine that into even more things. Is that thing gonna... And if the combustion engine does overheat, it will explode. I think the redstone engines might explode. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think these will explode. They mainly just won't explode if you're using all the power from them. Let's get a bit more power coming in here. Like, this world is not doing very great at the moment. Not doing very great. It's probably all the animations running for these. You see now this thing is running much faster. Now I'm pretty sure this is the same thing as this. Yes, it is. Okay, I did not know you could do that. Well, now we have a full tank of stuff. So now this thing is going to start backing up, so... Here is when I showed you that you can stack the tanks up as high as you want. This is what I meant. There's all the food going up to the top. So there we go. That's how you make a refinery. Obviously this would be how we use the pump. Well, to use the pump, we don't need this. We just put some liquids down into the pit. So let's say this was just like the bottom of an oil well or something, I don't know. Let's just say there was some oil here. You just put a pump in, and then this thing will pump up the blocks of oil with the power. So we'll just power it. And you see, it's pumping out the oil, and it's sending it in. So that's how we make a refinery. Now, let's get to the next part. So, next part. Next part. Next part is the mining. Great, 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 great. And if you do break a tank, they'll give you shards. If the tank has liquids in it and you break it, it will turn the liquid in the tank into shards. As you can see there. So yeah, that is how that works. Let's delete these for lag. Okay, let's get on how to mine. Right, am I missing anything? No, I'm not missing anything, so let's start with the mining well. How does the mining well work? Well, let's say this was actually like a real world and it was all the way up here. Because obviously the flat world ain't too deep. So the mining well, like, it's, sir, you don't start yet, no. No. You don't start yet, okay? So now we're going to take the engine. We can just put it on next to it. It's pretty simple, the mining well. You can put a chest on top of it, place a chest on top of it, or a pipe. You don't need to extract the items from this. If you just put on a normal cobblestone or gold pipe, it'll just spit them into the pipe. You don't need to actually have it extracting. As you can see there, it is mining down and putting items in the chest. If we don't have the chest, it'll just spit the items out. Like that. So that's how you do that. And now how do we quarry? How do we how do we quarry? How? So you can just place a quarry and it will make its own thing, and then you can just, oh yeah, you can do that. This is a super quarry. So if you did this, it'll make the quarry go 10 times fast. But if you just have one quarry, it's the same as the mining well. Put chest on top and power it. Now this is the normal size quarry. As you can see here, I'll clear everything here and I'll start building its frame. And when it is done the frame, it will send this thing out and it'll start mining all the blocks for you and put them in the chest. Obviously, if we don't have the chest, it'll shoot them out like before. Now, we can use the combustion engine, and I have a tank here. Go to the infinite fuel. You can use oil in the combustion engine, but then it'll make residue, and you have to pump out the residue. So if you use processed fuel, you don't have to do that. And as you can see, that makes it go a lot faster. And then also, the combustion at the refined fuel, this stuff, will make more power than just normal oil. So it's a lot better. That's pretty much the basics and a bit of the advance of Buildcraft. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you after the lag in the next one. Bye!